Hi there friends, welcome back. Today we're gonna look at some of the different graphic novels and comic books that I picked up since Christmas. And we're also, in the end of this video, gonna dive into the wedding album, so stay tuned. By the way, when I say wedding album, I'm not married. I just meant the Batman and Catwoman wedding album. So number one that I mentioned in my haul video is the Witchblade Rebirth. It's made by Tim Seeley and Diego Bernard, who to me at least is a new artist. I haven't seen a lot of his work. And basically what it's about is old people being turned into monsters because they want to become young again. And there is this kind of plague that gives them the chance to be that, but they also turn into monsters. So it's all sorts of nasty. They're feeding the flesh. Sarah is going out there kicking butts as usual, and I'm thrilled about this collaboration, and I can't wait to pick up the second and third volume to keep reading. And speaking of our favorite bat, I actually got this tip from one of you guys, Perry Comics. Thank you so much for telling me about it. It's called Batman, the Man Who Laughs, and essentially it's a first meeting between Batman and the Joker. So what I really like about this Joker then is that he's quirky, he's flawed, he has wrinkles, he has a very expressive face. They've worked a lot with the dialogue. I mean, he's super evil as usual, but he's also kind of funny. I really enjoyed the first part of this volume. But then for the second part, I mean, they aced half of this. And then for some reason, it's like old man Green Lantern and Batman having a brawl. And I mean, in my opinion, drop the ball on that end. I didn't appreciate the story. I didn't feel anything while reading it. So I would say that half of this is like top quality and the rest of it is trying to fill out the pages, I guess. But thank you again for the tip. I really did enjoy the first story. So next up is these two X-Men volumes. One is called Primer, I think, and the second Muertas. And this is a series where the women of X-Men, or the X-Women, or whatever you want to call them, get their own comic, their own spot in the light. They bring out some of our favorite X-Men women to protect the child in the first, and then in the second it's a old favorite coming back, Lady Deathstriker. The artwork is sublime. I mean, they really picked the right women, and the artwork is genius in this. I think they even at the end excluded some really old school Archie type of comics. I mean, can you see this? So like the old school X-Men, and I enjoyed it. I'm probably gonna pick up the third and the fourth as well whenever those show up in my feed. The next one I'm so stoked about. One of my favorite characters in comics is John Constantine. I have such a love for the man. He's, in my opinion, so misunderstood. And I think that in this series, they really captured the essence of him as not a douchebag. I mean, he's a chain-smoking cynic. He does a little magic on the side, and he's like, but what it is, in my opinion, is he's not a douchebag because he wants to be mean to people. The society and the world that he lives in forces him to become what he is, to cope with whatever is happening around him. So a good example of that is that in this series, I mean, one of his friend, Gary, comes by, Gary Lester, to ask him for help because he has kind of unleashed this weird bug demon. And then John, of course, wants to do an exorcism, and he travels around and blah, blah, blah. And spoiler alert, in the end, this monster actually consumes Gary. And what John is then forced to do is literally watch his friend die, and he's like drinking, chain smoking, he's all over the place, and you can genuinely sense his emotion. So I really appreciate the fact that they got him right, they got John Constantine right in this series. There are a couple of different episodes, I think it's like 9 in 1, and I mean, you should pick it up. I liked it, and I'm very for the characters that I really adore, I'm kind of sensitive when I feel like they don't get them right, but this is really good, well done, so I really recommend it. Now, every now and then I try to pick up some indie type of comics because I don't want to only read the big publishers, I want to find some smaller ones as well. And that was why I picked up this. I really love fairy tales, honestly I do. I like reading them. I used to read a lot when I was a kid. It's that whole thing, so I'm trying to hope that someone will do something to make that be cool in comics. But people are constantly failing, and unfortunately the Grimm fairy tales are an exquisite example of portraying women the wrong way and making a series about something that it's not. So like basically it's about women being groped, being pissed off, and like being thrown around like little, I don't know, arm candy type of thing. It literally slaughters the Grimm tales. I don't appreciate this. I didn't like it. I wouldn't even give it to anyone. Don't like the artwork. I mean, in general, in comics, like women and men are portrayed as a certain way, but this is just, don't pick this up. Don't even take it for free. As we spoke about last time, I picked up Ladykiller, and I'm so in love with her. She's such a rock star. She's super cool. She doesn't give a shit. She's killing people with knives. Amen. I mean, look at this. She's a beautiful woman. She's a what do you call it? A person that's at home on paper. Like she doesn't have a job because she's at home with kids. And then her stepmother kinda understands that there is more to her, and then a lot of things go down. Super interesting, graphics are cool, conversations are intriguing. I'm so happy I picked it up, and I found out from one of you guys that there's a volume 2, so I'm definitely getting that one as well. So I did open it, I couldn't wait, and it was everything I expected and more. So if you don't want to get this spoiled, you should turn this video off right now, because I'm gonna talk it through. I was really like, come on, can we just not let these people be happy once? So it starts off with, well, long story short, Batman has from day one known that Selina is special to him. And you, like, throughout the years, the way that he treats her compared to other villains, you can kind of sense that they have a specific type of connection. They don't know what it is, but it's there, and it's always there, and it doesn't matter who portrays them or whatever, there is always something between them. And so in this novel, they open up with literally, so by the way, it's Bob Kane and Bill Finger. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. But they open up with, so Cat and Bat meet each other. He tells her about how since the first time he met her, he's known. And I mean, the first time he met her, she was trying to get away with a diamond heist. And he bought that very diamond that she wanted to steal. And that is the diamond that he then uses to propose to her. And she's like, you know how Bruce is. He's a super intelligent man, but his EQ is not the highest. So to see him open up like this is, I was shocked and so happy that you guys like gave us the opportunity to read this. And so it goes on into exploring, so who's gonna be his best man and her maid of honor. And so she saves her old friend Holly Robinson from jail to be her kind of maid of honor. And he chooses Alfred to be his. I mean, Alfred is basically the closest thing he has ever had to a father. He knows everything about the dynamic between them, about the fact that he is Batman and all that. So, I mean, it just makes so much sense, and I'm so happy that they chose to go with Alfred, because there are a couple of different other people in Bruce Wayne's life that could have easily been his best man. And everything from the ring to the dress, like the graphics in this is sublime, it's awesome. And So Holly Robinson, that, I don't want to swear, but she's not a nice person. She sits down with Kat and she's basically telling her that their marriage is gonna be the end of Batman. That is when Bruce is gonna hang his suit away. And then, so Selina starts thinking, is this really what I want? Do I want to rob the world of Batman to give myself a husband? Because a happy Bruce Wayne is not gonna be Batman. Batman needs the darkness, he needs the suffering. So at the end, she actually leaves him at the altar. And it's heartbreaking, and she's doing it for the good, like for his sake and for the sake of the world. But that doesn't make it less heartbreaking. And then this little Missy, Holly, she then has a little conversation with Bane. And Bane, as we know, is like one of the smartest villains. So if this is his doing, I'm super impressed. But that's basically how they end it. They show the fact that, okay, so he has orchestrated this plan to break Batman down, to break him down emotionally. And I mean, I'm happy that there is always a twist and you can never know what to expect of these things. But on the other hand, like, come on, can we give these people a break? This is the same thing that happened when Logan died. Like, he had gotten his shit together, everything was going well with school, he and Storm were having their thing, and oh, by the way, let's kill the Wolverine. Like, why can't you just cut these people some slack? They're hard working and they deserve some happiness. Come on. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. If you want to, please subscribe and let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.